Hello, I think we are already live. Let's start. Then I'll share my screen.
Hello everyone, welcome to the GitHub Copilot live show.
Yeah, my screen is here now. Hello, coding enthusiast. Welcome to second episode of our exciting journey AI assisted development, episode 2. I and Satya will be going taking you through the session, and we'll deep dive into the GitHub Copilot and Copilot chat. So in our previous session, we scratched the surface of knowing the features, use cases, what is GitHub Copilot, Copilot Chat, and code spaces. Today, we are going to deep dive into how we can use these powerful tools to back up with real world examples. In this session, we'll demystify the art of writing code with GitHub Copilot and exploring Copilot Chat that can make a collaborating as a breeze, and we will also cover everything from generating code, validating it, generating documentation, even fixing bugs, all with the help of AI companion. Ready for Let's get ready for some action. We are not just going to talk today a theory, we are going to write code. We will walk through the examples, demonstration, how GitHub Copilot can seamlessly integrate with your coding flow. We'll also validate the generated code, document it effectively, and we'll also rectify the issue. We will also check how we can solve the issues, fix the bugs, how Copilot can help us in identifying and resolving those bugs. We'll also, with not only with that, we will also check how we can even write unit test with the GitHub Copilot using AI platform. So let's grab your keyboard if you want to do some hands-on, and we'll embark the journey with GitHub Copilot and Copilot Chat. We are not just writing the code, but we are also crafting seamless coding experience. Let's get started.
Alright, in previous part of the episode, we covered what is GitHub Copilot and Copilot Chat, its features, uses, and how you can get started with GitHub Copilot and the Copilot Chat. In today's sessions, we have an exciting lineup of the topics. We will explore the more topics with examples and demonstration. In this part, we will cover how to write a code with GitHub Copilot and Copilot Chat with some example of writing code, validating, documentation, certification, fixing bugs, and unit tests. Then we will develop a complete web API project with GitHub Copilot. GitHub Copilot is a tool that uses artificial intelligence to assist developers in suggesting and writing the code based on the context. In previous part of the episode, we have already covered what is GitHub Copilot and Copilot Chat, its uses and the features. If you have missed first episode of this series, you can refer to the recording after that. So we will move on this. In today's demo, we will learn how we can improve the Copilot chat results and get good results from it. So there are some tips to improve the Copilot chat results, and you will get a more useful uh, results for your programs and for your software development. To improve the code and the chat results, we can use the slash commands to quickly specify the common tags like slash explain to give the code explanation. You can use the scope the chat to specific lines using the references. We can type the hash to refer to the code you want to include. We can use the alt plus slash shortcut to open the inline chat and define the code in the editor. For the help, we can use the slash help for the more guidance and the help if you need anything in your program. Additionally, we can review the source used by the Copilot to generate the answers. We can use the different threads for the each of your Copilot chats so you can maintain the different context in a image. Furthermore, we can use the command for the common tags such as clear to clear the chat window. We can use the slash doc to add a comment for a specified or the selected code of the line. For the more explanation, if you don't know what does this code do and if you need any explanations about those code, you can use the slash explain command to get the explanations about that code. For the fixing of the problems in the selected code of the lines, you can just select and use the slash fix command for the fixing of your problem. To generate the code to answer the specific question, you can use the slash generate. For a help, as I already said, you can use the slash help. To optimize and modify your code, you can use the slash optimize command. Additionally, to write a unit test for the selected code, you can use the slash test. So there are several other commands available. Some of them we will demonstrate in today's part also. So we can debug the app with a GitHub Copilot and get the error, exception, stacks, and any other information to correct your program and fix it as well. Additionally, Copilot provides the detailed information in the CPU uses auto insights. It provides the detailed information and insights for the specific method and the properties such as string.concat and the many other methods. With Copilot, you can ask the questions about the functions on the identified hot path in your code, which can help you to produce the more efficient or the cost-effective code. So in this way, you can improve the performance, CPU utilization, and cost of your applications. Copilot has access to the exception, call stack, local variables, and the code. By asking the good questions based on the relevant exception data that we have and the exception point, Copilot can provide the useful insight and how you can fix this issue also Copilot suggests for you. So you can just try that suggestions and implement into your program. Furthermore, Copilot understands the call stacks, frames, variable names, and the values. As a result, you can pose a detailed questions to the debugger or Copilot. Now we will go for the more examples and the demonstration. So I would like to hand over to the Rizwan. You can continue. Rizwan, you are mute.
Okay, thank you. So, all right, Fox. So let's get hands dirty and dive into the practical slide of GitHub Copilot and GitHub Copilot chat. Today we are not just talking about them. We will put them into test and we'll just do a live demo and examples. We'll write code. We will create some functions, classes, and then we will validate those code generated code, and we will also add some documentation of top of that. Then we will see how we can rectify or we can optimize those coded, and also we will intentionally create some buggy functions, and we will see how GitHub Copilot can suggest us to fix those. And let's not forget the crucial part of our development unit test. So we will see how GitHub Copilot can completely help us to write entire unit test cases. So get ready with that. I'll just switch my screen. Hold on. Yeah. So I get into one of my virtual machine. Um, just let me hold on. Yeah. So I'll just create one new project. I have already one sample project. In case if we run out of time, I'll try to just go to that samples and I can show some example. So let me create one example project. I'll just simply choose a web API project. Next, I'll give like a sample web API 003 and next I'll just skip the default option because we want to just explore the functionalities of GitHub Copilot and Copilot chat. I'll also enable Docker because I want to show even it can suggest the Docker commands as well. I use .NET 8, but even you can choose other versions. It works fine for that. And not only with the .NET, it works with several other programming language. You need to find the extension for that IDE, and you'll be able to use for entire programming language. So here I have one project. So let's just start with the basic. Like we'll start first developing one web API. Within that, the course we will know all the other functionalities. So first, I'll just make the some project simple. I'll choose no for now. So I'll just create one folder called. I'll put my model here. Then I'll add one class. Let's say I want to create one article. So just I'll create one article model. Now my article model is here. So let's nowadays I'm enjoying this command. Let me just zoom my screen so that it will be easy. Okay. So instead of this, I can simply write, I'll just control X. I'll just write a command, create a model for article. You can write in your own prompt. It is not necessary. We need to follow the same pattern. With I want to just have like 10 properties. So it will suggest even 10 property. Let's type 10 properties and uh, we can define even like foreign key, but here I'm not thinking of making it include read time and author
Can
likewise
can
same
you
column.
zoom more?
Sorry.
Can you zoom more?
Okay, let me zoom more. Okay, it's now already 100 and
Yeah.
okay.
Now it's there. Let me go.
Thank you. So I'll just write my comment and I'll check how it comes. See, it's giving my entire model. Now, just I can tab this, or if I have some other options I can do. But let's say I don't like these properties, so I can go and even I can write like include this, remove this, likewise. Then based on that, it will just adjust this one. Also, we can add like add default values for read time or like default values we values for each property, and let's check how it comes. Now it has assigned some default values for each of the property. So likewise we want to, if we want to get more and more, just we need to keep on changing our prompt. So I'll just choose this one. If you want to include even constructor, different constructor, you can write even in the same command. Okay, add constructor as well, so it will just add the constructor. Likewise we can just write this one. Now my article is here. Now what I will do, I'll just add some of the packages which we need mostly for entity framework. Hmm. So I'll just choose entity framework. I'll use entity framework core. Then I'll also use design. Then I'll use SQL Server And in case if we need mapper, if we need some other, we keep on adding those ones. So let's be with that one. Now my model is here. Now what I will do, I'll create my uh, data access layer. So I'll just create a new data. Now I'll add my db context class. Let me make it. Now if I want, I'll just put my db context. Sorry. So it is already suggesting, so I can choose this one, or like I can ask if it can create my entire context class also. See, I just need to put the enter, it already suggesting my here. So if I want, I can just use this, and I'll add my model here likewise. So if I want some more things on this, we keep on just playing with this, like let's say like task for save changes, so it will create a save changes as well. Likewise, we keep on just I did not have to write almost any of the line. I just need to know what I have to choose, how need to I give my prompt. So many way what we do, like we can define our application context. Many developers, what they do, they create interface for application db context and they inherit that one. So that way also you can follow the pattern. You can choose your own pattern, and based on your pattern you can define how you want to go through it. So just for the demonstration purpose I'm showing this. Now let's say if I want to create my repository, I'll add my application. So here let's say for example, I'll add one interface for repo, or even we can put interface for now, let's say repository in the model itself. So I'll add my interface, article repo. So it's here. Now if I enter, it should suggest me the operations related with that. So you can see like even I did not do much thing, it has suggested me all the necessary functions. But what I want, like let's say for example, I want to remove this. Let's say Control X. Create an interface for article repository for CRUD operations. So it has created my repository for CRUD operation. I'll just select it. It's here. Now for this CRUD operations, if I want to now implement it, I'll just go here and create my implementation class as well. I'll go into data and add class article repo. Here some of the coding might be incorrect, so I'm not taking care of that one. Since we are a coder, AI Copilot is just here to help us to write the code, but this should be our decision to choose that code. If I am not happy with one code, we need to keep on asking, okay, can you create, let's say like I need a async method, so I can ask, okay, can you create a async method for this? Or likewise, you keep on adding those in the comment. Based on your comment, it will just change your code. So we need to keep be active with the prompt. Now we know the word very famous is prompt engineering, which is very important. How to get prompt, how to give your prompt correctly, so that you can get best outcomes from the responses. But here I'm focusing mostly like how we can simply uh, generate the code. So Another one thing I want to say, it will suggest the code, but it will not do the changes until we are accepting it. For example, it gives me suggestion. Now for this, what I need a library, I need to select it myself. Now if I select, maybe it should suggest my all the entire class it is suggesting. So I don't have to write anything. Now it has taken all the things and it has suggested what to do. Even it has defined the context, application db context. So I have given name application db context, that's why it is giving. So another one important point here is it give you based on your context, which means like if your context is based on your context, based on your variable, based on your domain model name. Likewise, I'm using article. If I have been using another name, it will give the same another name. So this how it is generating the code. Now let me go into the application. Let me create one services. uh, I'll also create interface first. I article service or provider. Now here I don't need to do much thing. Just if I do here, it should suggest most of the things I can do. So now if I want to use like here, let me tap take select. Now instead of main article, if I want to use like DTO, data transfer object, or separate view model. First, I can create a DTO and I can put a comment. Okay, create this based on the DTO. So it will create based on your DTO. And model conversion you can do either using automapper. It will suggest automapper as well, or you can create your own model conversion. So I'll just add this. That's how you can see how fast it is suggesting my code. Now I can just create the implementation for this. Now article service. Here I'll just it is suggesting me. Now let me first now if I go, it should suggest my entire code. You can see my entire code is here. Now let me just check one. I just selected it. It's very simple, just I selected. But now if I want to change this, I can simply write like write try and catch, add logger. Likewise, I can add some more comment. Based on this, it will keep on changing. So we just need to write that proper prompt and it will give you the response based on that. So this is how we can generate the code. Code generation is there. Now if we want to create a document, so let me show you how chat works. Last session we saw how you can install that. So it's quite simple. If first thing you need to know is like you need to add the extension GitHub Copilot and Copilot chat, then you will be able to. And you need to authorize with your GitHub account. It the GitHub Copilot comes with your GitHub account only, and if you have a subscription it will comes here. Now with this I can just go and I can ask here. So let me just simply, if I type, it can give my command. So I'll just type doc and let's see how it shows. So it is asking, it suggested my document for this code. So if I accept, it will just replace my previous command and it is documented well. Now it retrieves all the article, the enumeration collection of all articles. Similarly, like even if I don't want to use command, if I use 3, it 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 is suggesting already my here also. So likewise, I can create a different way of writing the code. Now let's say I want to create a, let me check what are the items we have here. Now we write the code, we add documentation. Now let's say we want to create a unit test for this. So if you have a unit test project anyway, you need to add a unit test project first. then only you can add your unit test cases there. And very simple, you can write a unit test. Let's say I'll go for another one example. For example, I want to create a unit test for this one. I'll simply go here, task, and I'll ask sorry, test. Now here test is there, and even if you want, you can refer to one of your classes or one of your code based on which it create the test. So let's say you want to create this test into your test project. So you'll go in your test project and you'll write the test and the hash, and you will refer to that particular class for which you want to create a test. So now we are already here. I'll just write a test and see how it will create a test for me, unit test. You can see it gives me entire class for this test, article test. It has already mockup and setup. Entire test class is here. Even it has passed uh, some values, and it has done some testing. Likewise, it has a complete all the test methods we need for that. It is already there. If we need more test, we need to keep on prompt. We need to write different prompt to get those tests. Likewise, you can use a several way of creating test methods. Now I'll not accept this. Now we will move to, for example, I'll close this. I don't need. Now I want to add another one method. For example, uh, write a method or write like, let's say actually we can create a separate class for that one. But for the demo purpose, I'm just using because I am running out of time. So you need to have, let's say, people we use different helper class encryptor. So we can write like, let's say, code for encryption, encryption and decryption. So if I enter, wait, with it should generally generate. This is how AI is. Sometimes they might not understand your language. So write code means we can write, or if it is not giving, then we have another option is we can use Copilot chat. Oh, so it is not giving for me. So what I can do, I can simply use here. I will ask Copilot. Now here we have another option, uh, generate, generate encryption and description methods. So it will generate encryption and description decryption method for us. Let me go below. Below is the method. So here it has both encryption and decryption method. Actually, for the best practice, we used to keep this in a separate class, and we used to call from different way. So this is one way. So I'll again cancel this. I'm just trying to demonstrate. Now let's see how we can optimize it. For example, some of the code here is, most of the things are already optimized, but still I can just find a dummy code from internet. I have already one example. Yes. So for example, I have this one function. I'll just remove this one, otherwise Copilot will get confused. So this is one function, uh, just to Fibonacci. This is one method. Now this method can be optimized. It is not a inefficient code. So just we will right click here and for prompt, I'll just ask to optimize, and let's see if it can suggest any optimization. So it gave me explanation also what are the things we can do here, and with there like it gives me optimized code. So I can just preview it, and I can replace, and I'll accept it. So now my code is most optimized. Now if I want to get the explanation for this, I can just right click and ask the explanation. It will give me the explanation. With that, let's say I'll write one incorrect function, and we'll ask him to fix it. So I have one factorial here example. This is also one another example. Hmm. So this is a factorial, and it is incorrect. Factorial is always n into n minus 1. Now I wrote n is into n1. Now what I will ask, we know it is incorrect, but let's ask GPT, okay, fix it. Even when we are writing the code, we get sometime wrong response. We can ask it, okay, fix it, and give the response in this way. So based on your prompt, it will give you that. Now I can simply write fix it. So, and let's check how it do. It has already fixed. So it is giving n factorial should be n into n minus 1. Now I can accept and replace it. Now what I can do, I can, let me take, I want to understand this code. So I'll just click here, sorry, and I'll ask to explain. It explain me my code. It can give you the proper explanation. Now if you want to document it, just write document, or even if you put triple slash in the beginning, it will suggest you the documentation of this code. So likewise we can do it. Now I'll just not go here much. I can just skip it. Now let me build if my solution can run. I'm not sure because I'm just not doing the complete code here. If it runs good, not, that's also we'll check. It is succeed. It means there is no logical error, and I'm not going to call these functions. I want to show another one thing. Now we have this method. So if I run this one, there will be one. So I want to generate one intentionally one exception so that I can know how if we are getting any exception, how we're gonna fix it. So I'll just convert dot to string. So it's a correct function, but I write here is one, for example. So this is incorrect. Uh, String cannot be converted into integer. Now let me just run this solution. I'll not use Docker. I'll just use HTTPS. I'm just double checking where I'm with the time. Almost 34 minutes. So allow me like another few minutes, then we'll wrap up. Now it is running already. This is the previous one, I think. Still it is generating. Yes. Now I'll run this. Just we are intentionally generating exceptions in order to just check how we can get help from Copilot. Now there is an error. It is saying exception. Now I can ask Copilot, okay, this is the exception. Even it will provide you the details of this expression as well as fixes. So I'll just ask, okay, I ask this. It is just giving me the details. The error method happen on this method, and this might be happening because it is the method might expect a string that should be able to change into integer. It's not able to change. Now it is giving me another example. So it is saying there is an option you can better you can handle this. Let's check a preview. Accept it. So I'll first stop. and I'll remove this one. So it suggested me another better way. So what it is doing, another better way is like, first it is taking my variable, it is trying to convert into integer output. If it is in integer file, if it is not, we need to handle the case of else part if it is not valid. So likewise we will be able to do, you can handle the exception. Even there is option you can do the debugging. When you are doing debugging, you will be able to see your functions, how much time it is taking. And there also autopilot is there, that autopilot will know your methods, and it can give the description as well as the suggestion on top of that. So that's how you will be able to use this GitHub Copilot, not only for generating the code. Obviously generating code is one of the basic thing it has, and it is not only giving the basic. If you ask the complex, if you want to generate some complex function, you need to write that prompt. For example, even in this article, I want to know the let's say read time. So I can just simply write like generate a method for, okay, let's not write here, let's write above. Okay, for example, I want to get read time, code for read time of article. So it is giving me article read time. And for example, it is taking like per minutes 20 characters. So I want to put like please include per minute, per minute in configuration. So it can read from the configuration itself, or if it can app setting file, let's say in app setting JSON. Now it will give me the code, and it will read the app, some of the values from app setting likewise. So we need to keep on asking the prompt, and it will give the response. So I think that's all for today. We did what we did here. I'll just again recap. So with this, what we did, we created one new project. With that entire project, what we did, we used different prompt to create a different classes. I used simply basic one. I created one model, then repository, context, services, and then we also tried like generating some of the functions. So we intentionally created some functions which are not optimized, and with the chat gpt we were able to optimize it. We were also able to document it. We will even we can validate it. We rectified it. Also we created one bugs intentionally, and we asked to fix it, so it was able to fix that bug. And for any function we can create a unit test easily, just slash test. And now they have given a good command list of command. With that command giving the reference, the response are more robust and accurate. And already I have seen the fact, like most of the developers, almost they have improved their productivity all, I think 30 to 40%. And productivity not in terms of like code quality, also like faster delivery. We are in the world where the needs of delivery is quite faster, because if there is a requirement, people cannot use like 1 years or 2 years to complete your project, because if the need is now, we need to deliver right now. If we are taking long time, by the time we when we release the solution or application or feature, the requirement or need can change. So if we have this GitHub Copilot or Copilot chat, we can write the code much faster. We can fix it faster. We don't need to search, spend our valuable time on spending on Google. It doesn't mean like surfing different website. It doesn't mean that you can get all the answer every time accurate. Sometimes we need to go there as well. So if we have any question, we can take. Let me check if there is any question. I don't see any questions so far. So I think we can now wrap up. Any final thoughts, Satya, you want to share?
No, I don't have any question, so we can wind up.
All right.
So thank you everyone for joining us. Thank you CSharp for hosting this show. Next episode we will come with a bit of code space demonstration and example.
Yes. Thank you, Satya. So
Thank you. Bye bye.